Okay, so this is the third time I'm making this video because I messed up this build order twice already. But here we are making a build order made by Nexus on Dry Canyon, and it starts with Land Factory, 3 pigeons, 3 mexes, and then 4 pigeons. Very important detail, we don't wanna miss it. I messed up this BO. Oh, I messed it up. Then after those 4 pigeons, Land Factory, Air Factory. That's how you do it. Then we want 2 NGs, and then tank, Celine, NG, tank, Celine. I would say 10 NGs, and then you're gonna go like this. Now, you want, if you don't have Celines, like you're any other faction, I would say make Lab Scout, because we just want to send 1 here and 1 here. And now we have our first engineer. We're gonna go pick this rock and start grabbing these mexes. I would say this BO really showcases why Nexus is one of the best players, because it's the eco balance is super tight, but it works really well. Like, you're so ahead of your opponent. Obviously, if you don't get punished, but then again, we're making a lot of... Oh, you have to make this rock first, actually. You will be super ahead of your opponent. Now I think a tank is about to come out. I got a little bit too early, but I see that a tank is gonna come out. I send it here, just to like prevent any raids coming here, so I send it like here. And now I know the other Celine is gonna come out. I send it on the same path, and then I quickly start like working with the next engineer. And now I know the next Celine is gonna come out too. So a good tip to like do all these things with the engineers, in case you don't have a lot of APM, it's just simply doing it in between other things. And I think about now the third engineer is gonna come out a little bit too early again. And the third engineer is gonna assist the ACU. Then on this free time, let's continue clicking more rocks. It's very simple on this map. There are very few rocks, and I think pretty soon, about now, the 4th engineer is gonna come out. This 4th engineer has like a super important job, and you definitely don't want it to die. I would say keep it very protected, because he's gonna make this hydro, and it's gonna be really bad for us if he gets destroyed. You'll see why soon. Then we're gonna grab this factory, and we want to go here. I do have to admit that this build order does lack a lot of... Early on, you're a little bit exposed to an offensive attack, but yet again, we make a tank and a scout very early, and then we make another scout, so you can plan ahead to where you're gonna send this. I don't think opponent will be able to send tank, scout, and if you do see a lot of tank, scout, you need to change this accordingly. Now, this is a 50%, very important, 50% air factory. We live with the ASU, and then we grab here. We this engineer is very complex, but then you wanna cancel this assist order, start working on the air factory, and then you just want to make a lot of pigeons. Just make a line. I have this little preset, but you could just go and do this. Then this extra engineer, I don't even know the count anymore, but you're gonna do 5 factories with him, like this. Very important as well. Oh, and I see my test value is very low. And first factory comes out. We do bomber, scout, intis, unless enemy already has a bomber. We take advantage this factory is under construction, and we save ourselves some APM. We send it already. And then you see our eco balance is pretty good. This has already started, so even if the engineer dies, it would be bad, but it wouldn't be catastrophic. It's catastrophic if he doesn't even start this, or if he starts it and then it gets destroyed. Then I messed up a lot, but yeah, this... Out of the next 4 engines are supposed to be assisting here. That was pretty bad from my part. Let's see if... I'm getting a little bit worried. Just a little bit worried with the balance. It's okay. It's a little bit scuffed, I would say. But it's okay. Like, now you don't have to worry about this. This factory is already doing well. Now here I would say you want to make a radar, and then send ACU here. Most probably opponent will have an ACU already here. And now the rest is simply making sure, like this engineer, you're gonna send here, here, here. Grab another engineer, send it here. Do I have another idle? I have another idle engineer, you can send it here. And then this guy, just start reclaiming with him, I guess. Grabbing rocks. And everything else is just automatized at this point. Like, you just gotta focus on your units and make sure to, like, make your units. But this is like super good. You have air. If opponent doesn't make air, make more bombers. The scout probably will be dead, but see what your opponent is doing. And as you can see, the eco balance is pretty sweet. Another thing is that we have 2 engineers making power. And later on, we also have the hydro pretty early. We can make gun in a bit. It really depends on what the opponent is doing. If your opponent is very passive and you're getting like good trades, then good for you. But otherwise, you shouldn't make it. Like, I would say don't make gun if you're already being pushed, because the gun is gonna stop you a lot. And you definitely want to make sure you have a lot of E available first. Also, we have 2 engines making E because we have 4 engines making factories, so we need a lot of energy. However, once the engineers over here stop making these factories, you're gonna see we're gonna have a lot of E and we're not gonna have that much mass. And at some point, we probably also want to cancel these engineers from making more E. Let's send one here. This is another thing with your idle engineers. You send them wherever you see mass. Or also send them here to the front lines, despite already having another one, because it's very probable these engineers will die. Now, as you can see, we have 174. This is also very optimistic, like getting this. You probably get 2 would be nice, then hopefully getting one side. But as you can see, we have 175, 200. These engineers aren't doing anything. Oh yeah, another thing, I actually remember now. You can do gun, but you have to stop the air factory, which I just realized stopped, and that's why we're having so much energy. And I don't know, I think if they make, yeah, we can start gun about now. And we do have mass and stuff to pay for it. We even can afford doing this. And if we have an engineer nearby, we do. We can even assist. Can actually like, no, I don't want to do this. Oh wait. No, I don't want to do this, because when this engineer starts assisting the gun, yeah, we're gonna hit a pretty rough patch. They are minus 100, minus 129. I would say if you're about to stall, just pause the factories. Just remember to use them well. But yeah, we are 7 minutes, and we have made a total of 48 tanks, and 1 bomber, 5 intis, so 1 scout, and we're on our way 50% towards gun. Nonetheless, again, this is very optimistic because we got like both sides, this for Nexus, this. However, we really don't need this mass. What we need is the E, so even if we didn't get this and we didn't get this, we're not really spending that mass right now, which is bad. But it's gonna be more realistic to like not have 100 mass overflow right now. And I would say once this gets done, I would probably like, I'm thinking of making another air factory. Because we're gonna have like 300 E, and like just continue making stuff here, because we're gonna have a lot of E. And don't forget to make an E storage, and then don't forget also to send these tanks that stay here. Should probably put this waypoint over here now. And yeah, it's pretty much the BO. I know it's a little bit very niche, but I'm just doing this because I want to have a couple of videos with Nexus BOs for the ladder pool that are gonna stay here that I can always check to like refresh on them. And if you have any questions, please let me know. This is probably advanced. If you're a new player, I wouldn't recommend it too much. I mean, if you learn the build order, the good thing is going to be that what you do here you can put on other maps and stuff, but it's a little bit complex. Like, I wouldn't recommend it to a new player overall. But yeah, also, yet again, for new players, because this is gonna be an ongoing series, I'm gonna try making like 1 video a day, minimum editing, just showing the BO, putting a text with what we need. It's going to be that you definitely need to know that this is running perfectly. Like, there's no raids, there's no enemy bomber, there's nothing bothering us. We had a lot of time to calmly do everything. But on a match, we could have, I don't know, enemy could have gone 3 laps or very early tanks. Like, maybe when we are tanks here, but we missed a raid and we could have lost all of this. It really could impact the build order a lot. Or if the engineer that starts the Hydro doesn't get to do it, then you need to quickly change the build order to have more energy production, because you're not going to be able to afford having 4 engineers making land factories at that moment. It's just very dependable, but that's what I have to say to the new players. The next episodes are just going to be the build order. I'm not really going to explain everything that I just said. I'm just saying this so that new players that look at this video and are like, oh shit, I can learn from this. This is very specific knowledge, but you can still learn from it. Just don't expect that it's always gonna run perfectly, because, you know, the other guy could have made air factory faster and bomb your engineer that comes here, or bomb your engineers that come here, and you need to make MAA, and then you start losing APM, and then maybe you forget about these engineers, or then something happens and you don't have the same things and you have to adapt on the moment. But yeah, this is pretty much it. Thanks for watching, I guess, but I did this mostly for me to have like a view of every map, and also for like anyone interested in having like an optimal setup. And this is very optimal because we're using Nexus's build order, and he's the best player, and as you can see, this shit is pretty fucking nasty. Like, Nexus won the championship of the year, LOTS, Legend of the Stars. So, I don't know, I don't care if you don't think this was good, I think this was fucking perfect. But yeah, peace.